The Formula One scene took an unexpected turn in the summer of 2022. Two teams found themselves embroiled in a heated standoff, not over points or tech, but over a driver who had yet to even sit in an F1 car. This wasn't just any driver, though. His name was Oscar Piastri, a young, promising talent who had actually been out of racing for a year. This battle eventually led to an experienced, 8-time race winner losing his seat, all to make room for Oscar. This sparked questions among fans and experts alike. What made this young driver so special that McLaren would take such a big gamble? And could he even deliver? Now, 2 years later, the answer to those questions couldn't be clearer. Piastri hasn't only met expectations, he's gone beyond them. Oscar Piastri has shown a set of skills and a mindset that make him not just a rising star, but potentially a major force in F1. So, what exactly makes him stand out? Let's dive into it. After this, you might see his driving with a fresh perspective. Oscar first made waves in the single-seater racing world back in 2016. At just 15, he joined the Formula 4 grid, making it clear from the start that he was there to make his mark. Formula 4 is like the entry level to the top tiers of motorsport, and Oscar wasted no time in showing he could climb the ranks quickly. In just 3 years, he claimed his first major title in the Formula Renault Euro Cup. In a brief span, he'd gone from a racing beginner to a champion. But where did this rising star come from? To understand his story, let's go back a bit. Born and raised in Melbourne, Australia, Oscar grew up with racing in his blood. But surprisingly, it wasn't big race cars that caught his attention first. It was actually toy cars. At 9, he showed a knack for remote-controlled cars, winning a national championship title. Then, at age 10, a family friend gave him a chance to try a real go-kart, and everything changed. Within a week, Oscar had his own go-kart, and his path in racing began. Between 2011 and 2015, Oscar dominated Australia's karting competitions. By 13, he was competing as a professional and making waves in the championship circuits, outshining other drivers his age. Then, in 2015, he moved to the UK and joined the prestigious Ricky Flynn Motorsport team. During this time, word started spreading in the paddock about him, and the buzz grew. People knew he was fast, but what really impressed them was his intelligence, his quick learning ability, and a certain it factor that separated him from the pack. In 2016, Oscar made his single-seater debut in Formula 4 UAE, finishing the season 6th overall. For a rookie, this was impressive. The following year, he competed in British F4, where he ended up as the runner-up. Oscar then spent the next 2 years racing in the Formula Renault Euro Cup. After a solid 2018, he switched teams for the 2019 season, which proved to be a winning decision. He earned his first 2 victories at Silverstone, setting himself up for a strong year. By the end of the season, Oscar secured the championship with 320 points and earned a spot in the Renault Sport Academy. But Oscar wasn't done proving himself. In 2020, he took a leap into the FIA Formula 3 series with Prima Racing. He didn't falter under the increased pressure. Oscar won his very first race at the Red Bull Ring and went on to secure 5 more podium finishes. The season ended in a tight finale, but his consistent performance led to his crowning as the 2020 FIA F3 champion. He then moved up to FIA Formula 2 with Prima in 2021, where he won 6 races and finished on the podium multiple times. By the season's end, he had secured the championship with 22.5 points and even took home the Antoine Hubert Award for Best Rookie Driver. These wins placed Piastri in an elite category as the first driver ever to win 3 consecutive championships in Formula 1 feeder series. He also joined an exclusive list of just 6 drivers to win the GP2 or F2 championship as a rookie, a group that includes F1 legends like Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton. But despite his achievements, a major hurdle awaited him. In Formula 2, champions aren't allowed to compete in more seasons, and usually, they move up to F1. Yet for Oscar, there was no open seat in F1 for the 2022 season. So what's a new F2 champion to do without a place in F1? Oscar accepted a role as a reserve driver, not just for one team, but for 2. He joined Alpine, who had supported his journey, and McLaren, thanks to a unique agreement. While reserve driving isn't as glamorous as being on the starting grid, it kept him in the F1 loop, even if he couldn't compete just yet. In the meantime, Alpine, who had backed his career development, expected they had first choice over Oscar's F1 future. But McLaren, impressed by his potential, had other ideas and wanted to bring him on board. Then, in one of the most dramatic F1 silly seasons in recent memory, Fernando Alonso announced he would leave Alpine for Aston Martin. This was triggered by Sebastian Vettel's retirement announcement, causing a domino effect across teams. Amid this, Alpine announced that Oscar would drive for them in 2023. But things weren't as they seemed. Oscar took to social media to deny Alpine's announcement. A heated legal dispute between Alpine and McLaren ensued, with the contract recognition board ultimately deciding Oscar's fate. In the end, McLaren came out on top, securing Oscar's place on their team for 2023 and beyond. Now this is where the real test began. Racing in junior categories is one thing, but F1 is on a whole different level. So how would Oscar handle this pressure? As it turned out, brilliantly. His rookie season was nothing short of remarkable. Driving a car that started the season with average performance, Oscar managed to score 2 podiums. He even became the first rookie since Lewis Hamilton in 2007 to earn multiple podiums in his debut season. He finished 9th in the championship, standing with 97 points. To put that 9th place in context, let's compare him to other notable drivers. Charles Leclerc, who now drives for Ferrari, finished 13th in his rookie season with 39 points. Lando Norris, another top driver, ended his first season in 11th with 49 points. And even Max Verstappen didn't do as well in his first full season. Suddenly, Oscar's 9th place finish looks a lot more impressive. Now, in the 2024 season, Piastri has stepped up even more. With McLaren's improved car, Oscar has already achieved 4 podiums and even claimed his first race win by mid-season. It's easy to credit the car, but Oscar's skill has clearly been a huge factor. So what exactly makes Oscar Piastri so good? First, let's look at his attitude. F1 is known for high-pressure situations and drivers with intense personalities, but Oscar has a cool, collected demeanor. He's focused, calm, and always respectful in his communication. Yet he's intense in his own way, a quality similar to Max Verstappen's focused aggression. Unlike Max, though, who's known for the occasional outburst, Oscar keeps a steady hand, even when the pressure mounts. Oscar's calmness isn't his only strength. McLaren's engineers have noticed what they call as internal delta, or his ability to identify areas for improvement without relying on feedback from the team. Team principal Andrea Stella praises Oscar's ability to seize chances to improve. His race engineer, Tom Stallard, puts it more directly. Oscar knows what he could have done differently, so I don't need to tell him. This shows just how sharp Oscar is at self-analysis, an essential skill in F1. Oscar's driving style is another area where he stands out. He's known for attacking corners aggressively and carrying impressive speed through them, a skill that requires careful coordination for braking and steering, especially in a Formula One car. He particularly excels in high-speed corners, a strength that came to light in his performance at the Belgian Grand Prix. However, he's also been working on mastering slow corners, demonstrating his adaptability and willingness to grow. Oscar's adaptability, in fact, is one of his defining traits. F1 is a sport where fractions of a second make all the difference, and Oscar's ability to change his driving style based on the car's needs has set him apart. Many drivers have a preferred style, but Oscar is adaptable, saying, "You might have a style, but if the car needs something else, your style is pointless." This ability to adjust has helped him excel in every racing category he's joined. So, how does he measure up against his teammate Lando Norris? Lando is widely seen as one of the best talents on the F1 grid, but Oscar is right there challenging him, which is impressive for a rookie. What lies ahead for Oscar Piastri? Only time will tell, but many believe he's on a path to become one of F1's elite drivers. Could he follow in the footsteps of Australian F1 champions like Jack Brabham and Alan Jones? Share your thoughts in the comments. And before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay tuned for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.